Hello, Lucio. How are things? Well, I'm gonna correct now your essay. Let me just show you what I have here. Yes, you already probably see your essay here. So let's check it. I've already read the prompt. We all know that the internet has caused a lot of change in the people's lives because as you're talking about people, it's necessary to use in plural. Since it was invented in the 20th century, there are some positive aspects related to this tool, but um, okay, it will know also that this, if the user don't know how to use, it is well known, okay? It is well known that this, if the user doesn't know how to use it wisely, is capable to make undesirable effects. My suggestion would be to have undesirable effects. In this essay, I'll explain two reasons that's why I think this way. You don't need the stats, okay? Two reasons why I think this way. Let me just cross it here because then you'll see. First of all, very good. TOEFL loves these kinds of transition words. People can access the internet. You don't need this too. People can access the internet in an easy way, being needed only a computer, cell phone, or other similar devices because other is plural, so you have to keep up in plural. Okay, other devices and a reasonable signal connection. Okay, connection. When someone is surfing on the net, okay, you don't have to use the capital letter, but this is not a problem for TOEFL. He or she can do everything they want and not what. Let me tell you why here. I'm gonna cross it, but I'm gonna tell you why. Now, first of all, it's important for you to know that this is called, this is what we use to put two sentences together. This is what we call relative clauses. Now, relative clauses, we commonly have three, but we have more than three words. For example, that is the girl that I love. Oh, my love. Now check it out. I am saying that is the girl that I love. This word is necessary because it's what we call a relative clause. But there is a difference for this one. She's the girl that helped me. Now, why is the first one different from the second one? The first one is different from the second one because the word after the relative clause word in the number one is not a verb. As this is not a verb, it's not mandatory. So you could only say, that is the girl I love. Okay? She's the girl that helped me. In this case, the word after the relative clause is a verb. So in this case, it is mandatory. We cannot take it away. Okay? Now, when do we use what? When we're talking about a subject. So we need a little, it's a little different from that. Okay? I don't know what you are talking about. So you see, I am not just connecting sentences here. I am also talking about the subject. I don't know what subject. I don't know the thing you were talking about. Okay? Just to tell you, I told you there are three words that we commonly use for relative clauses. As we were talking about a girl here, you could also have used who. And in the case I'm going to write here, this is the table that I would like to buy. If you consider this, that is the word that makes the relative clause happens. And as it's referring to a table, we could also use which. But it's not only these three words, that, who, and which. What is also used, where, when, but the most common by far are these three: that, who, and which. If you want to study this a little longer, search for relative clauses. At this scenario, it's a quite common people use the internet badly. It's quite common. You don't need this a here because it's not a countable situation, a countable noun. Especially to spread videos and photographies. Photographies? I think it's because photograph. I don't know what's wrong here. No, I think in this case, Word, it's not working properly because I guess photographies is completely correct. Photographies. Oh, let's check this because this, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know the plural of photography then. Maybe it's like interest that we have no plural. Countable or uncountable. Oh well, here you go. Photographies. It's perfectly correct. Just disconsider what word considered wrong here. Especially to spread videos and photographies from a woman in a naked body without her consent and about kitty pornography. You don't need this DIE here. Kid pornography, it's already sufficient. Often the media shows us compelling examples of this. Some years ago, one particular case drew the attention to Brazil. Okay, so if drew the attention to Brazil, we were the focus of the attention. There were a model and she was having an affair with a famous soccer player in the country. There was, because if you're talking only about a model, it's a singular situation and you don't need to use the verb in plural. They were into a motel to have sex and enjoy the nightlife. However, suddenly at the middle of the night, the couple started arguing. The situation got out of control to the point that the man threatened the woman. Okay, through WhatsApp, perfectly correct, is the name of the social media and Instagram. If she didn't do the sexual position that he would like, the woman did give in and the athlete forwarded them to his mates. To his mates. Okay, not this. To his mates. And soon many people got these images in their cell phones. Secondly, the internet is an accessible way to people express their opinion and points of view about including controversial themes like politics. Nowadays, it's well known that some politician leaders and their supporters use the social media to manipulate the population by spreading fake news about their opponent and biased polls related to vote intention. A great example of this was what happened in Brazil. So this is perfectly correct. What is perfectly correct here? When Jair Bolsonaro was in the race for presidency, yes, you're talking about the election period. Some sources, now check it out, dude. Sources is a plural noun. So you don't need to use the S of the third person. Okay, so some sources blame Bolsonaro for hiring some companies to make up some lies about the competing party and disclose them into social medias like WhatsApp. On the other hand, Jair's supporters accuse the rival of acting the same way. To summarize up, well, you don't need to use up here. Let me give you two different expressions that are like these. You can say to sum it up, or only to summarize as I left in the text, okay? I strongly believe that the internet has caused negative effects in the citizen because it gives the fake news disclosure and the spreading of pornography content. Nice. Now, in the TOEFL structure, just for you to know, you wrote more than 300 words. In fact, you wrote more than 400 words. In TOEFL, they suggest you write around 300 words. So my suggestion is don't write too much more than that, okay? My first TOEFL, I wrote around 400 words, and they took points off of me because they said I wrote too much, okay? Secondly, if you're studying TOEFL, in this kind of writing, they call it independent writing essay. They suggest you write about three different three arguments. Okay, so for example, children pornography, fake news, and I don't know, addiction. People get addicted to games online, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Now, another thing that I suggest you do when you go into TOEFL is because you talked about Brazilian politics here. In TOEFL, people that are going to correct your essay, they're not going to be Brazilian people. Okay, so maybe they will not comprehend perfectly what you mean if you write about Brazilian politics and Brazilian specific topics. So my suggestion is try writing broad topics that an American would understand. This is not because of the exam. This is not because of the evaluation. This is because of the evaluator. Okay, because the criteria of TOEFL, one of the things they consider is how clear was the information you talked about. So if they think that the information was not so clear, they can take points off of you. Okay, dude. So this is the correction of your essay. I'm sending you this video, and if you have any questions or if you want to contact me for other essay corrections, I'm at your service. Okay, thank you very much. See you.